So what is a rabbitry? You look up the definition of a rabbitry, more or less, it's just a place where you can grow out rabbits, mainly domesticated rabbits that you might want to breed for whatever kind of production you want to breed them for. Now, you might want to breed your rabbits for fur. Maybe you want to breed them as meat rabbits. Maybe you want to do both. Maybe your rabbits are for show and you want to breed them so you can take them to shows and compete with other people that are in a rabbitry. It's really up to you as far as what do you want in your rabbitry. You have to decide what it is that you want. Now, me personally, I'm raising New Zealand Reds. This is kind of my grow out pens right now. This is just a temporary setup. I just got these cages. My other ones you can't see, they're off camera. I'll show you those in a minute. So these are my New Zealand Reds. I've got my boys here, my bucks. I got 4 of those. And I got my 2 does over here, which I had to separate the 2 does because they decided to kind of get into it with each other. Reasons I don't know. They're almost 12 weeks old, and they said sometimes the hormones, they could be the best of friends and all of a sudden turn on each other. Well, came back one day, realized that some hair was pulled out on one of them, trying to figure out which one it was, and found out there was a little nick right there on the ear. So maybe they just got frustrated with one another. I'm not really sure. But when it comes to building a rabbitry, it's really up to you to decide once it starts, what is the kind of rabbits you actually want to breed and why do you want to breed them. Now, mine particular, I don't mind selling my rabbits if somebody wants to buy it for just as a pet. If you want to buy it for meat rabbits, I'll sell them for meat rabbits. Now, when I first got into this, I knew that I wanted to get into New Zealand rabbits because I kind of wanted to do both. I'm willing to sell my rabbits, anybody wants to buy them, but I'm also willing to make meat rabbits out of them. So it can be really twofold what you want to do. And nobody says that you have to stick to one particular type of rabbit. Maybe you want to use your New Zealands as meat rabbits. Maybe you want to switch it up and do some Longorian rabbits with the long hair. Maybe you want to do the rabbits with the long ears and you want to do that kind. There's so many different areas of rabbits that you can get into when you're starting your rabbitry, but that's one of the decisions that you're going to have to make when you do decide to get into your rabbitry. So for me, this is where it all began. I had a shed. I had a lean-to that I had added to it. I had some old scrap metal and things that my uncle had around his house. He had passed away, so we were cleaning out some of his stuff and ended up building this nice little lean-to. So this is where my rabbitry started. I started off with these 3 pens here, decided I wanted to raise New Zealands, and I went out in search of what I thought was really a top quality red New Zealand. So I called around, ended up contacting a lady here in my local area. She was actually at a rabbit show and was competing with her rabbits. And she goes, I do not raise New Zealands, but I do have a friend that does. And she's not too far from me. I'll ask her. She's actually showing a red rabbit now. Went and contacted her. We exchanged information. And she ended up bringing that rabbit home to me after the lady who actually was showing the rabbit, her and I made some details, got out how much she actually wanted for the rabbit, what she was willing to do. So that's how I started. I wanted to start off with a quality New Zealand rabbit, and I started off with a doe. She was my first pick. After that, I was in the looks for a red buck. So I looked around, looked for different ones, found a guy not too far from me who was raising red New Zealands, and he had a buck. And I ended up buying 2 bucks from him only because I thought one of the bucks, and so did he, was a doe. But it ended up both of them were bucks. So currently my rabbit's set up, and this is not ideal, but this is how it is right now. I actually have 3 bucks and 1 doe. But I'm only breeding the 2 that I have side by side. So I've only actually bred one of the bucks with my doe. And I've bred her twice. She's actually pregnant now with her 2nd litter, and she should have those kits sometime by the end of February. So it won't take long once you get that rabbitry started and you decide, hey, this is what I want in my rabbitry. It won't take long, trust me, to start filling these pens out and raising meat rabbits, show rabbits, whatever it is that you desire to do with them. You figure on mine right now, my doe just had 6 kits that are now ready to go. They're 11 weeks, 12 weeks old. They're ready for new homes. They've already been weaned, the whole 9 yards. They're doing their thing. I've got 2 of the does that are already sold. I got a guy that's supposed to come Thursday and pick up 1 of the bucks. So it just depends on what you want to do with it. I don't mind selling, recouping some of my money, buying more feed. I don't mind eating my rabbits, making a meal out of it, selling to other people that might want to do the same. But you have a choice when you start your rabbitry. So you do have a choice when you start your rabbitry which way you really want to go with it. And you get to decide, as long as you take good care of them and house them, take good care of them, keep them out of the weather. These rabbits they will really do well for you. So let me show you what I've got going on. I'll flip the camera around so you can see my rabbit. All right, so this is my doe. She is the one that I started off with, the one that I was most keen on getting. As you can tell, she's nice and healthy, and she is pregnant currently. And we're expecting rabbits from her within really the end of February. This is the dad, the old buck, and of course you can tell they are right beside each other. And she is used to him. They are used to each other's scent, and there will be more video on that coming up about choosing the right mate for your rabbit and how all that works. And this right here is his brother. And then I have a white rabbit, New Zealand, the albino everybody's familiar with as mainly the meat rabbit, but I also have him on standby. So he's another buck that I picked up that really had good genetics. So this is what it's all about, guys. Starting a rabbitry, you decide what you want, how you want it, and then once you make that decision, hey, you can, really the sky's the limit, because these bad boys will breed and they'll have their babies, and it'll be up to you to make sure you take good care of them. So y'all stay tuned into the next video that I got coming up. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a good one in a series that I'm doing on really how to start a rabbitry. I sure do appreciate your views. Like and subscribe always goes a long way for me. Thanks so much.